As the business community tonight is responding to the consideration for an increase in the country's minimum wage. Chairman of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, Robert Myers, told Janaea Noel Ferguson that an increase could be bad news for Bahamians and unemployment if the economy is not stable.
An increase in minimum wage not welcomed by those in the business community. Employers Confederation Chairman Robert Myers laments this could mean bad news for Bahamians.
So any price increases through wage growth or labor burden growth or taxes or services, etc., are going to put pressure on the economy, which could force greater unemployment. So it's great to say, we want to have wage growth, but if that comes at a cost of unemployment, then you're not really benefiting.
With unemployment at 16.2% and the introduction of a value-added tax at 7.5%, Myers agreed it will become more difficult for persons making the current minimum wage of $150 in the private sector and $210 in the public arena to keep up with the rising cost of living.
That's why we put so much pressure on the government to say, to keep the VAT as low as humanly possible. And to increase compliance, right? So we need to have more people paying taxes. You have to get more of those people that are in the informal economy out of the informal economy and paying taxes.
But for President of the Trade Union Congress, Obie Ferguson, the minimum wage rate is just one of the problems with wages that workers have to deal with.
Workers have been moved from permanent positions to the position of an independent contractor, or for that matter, a contract worker. By making that switch, they're no longer able to get vacation pay. They're no longer able to get holiday pay. They're no longer able to get redundancy pay. They're no longer able to get sick pay. So they're not classified as a worker. They have a job, yes, but they are not a worker. So when they're fired, nothing happens.
Ferguson and Labor Minister Shane Gibson feels the current rate is inadequate for Bahamians to improve their quality of life. Recent statistics revealed an increase in those living in poverty by 3.5%. Myers predicts potential job losses because of a wage increase. He also said taxes would further increase those numbers.
What this represents is Bahamians are going to have to roll up their sleeves and sweat. We're going to have to work harder. We're going to have to work smarter. You are not going to climb out of this kind of debt to GDP ratio and deficit by just passing a few laws.
Myers says in order for a minimum wage to work at this time, the country must be on good economic standings. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.